Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, slight upside today. There's a little bit of action coming into the crypto market. It feels, at least it feels a little bit more active than the past few Saturdays, even though of course not much is going on here, but at least it's not completely frozen. Bitcoin seems to climb a little higher today. This here is really just a quick middle of the day update. If you like to have a look at the bigger context, check out my last video from earlier today. At the moment, we are exploring this structure here, obviously. Few options below 27,480. As I said, I have to still be focused on the downside. But of course, there is a white wave structure available. There is a bullish wave count available that goes higher. I will really only start to lean towards it above 27,480. But with how close we are to the invalidation point for the yellow wave count, which is basically 27,480, so roughly just $400 left. Yeah. Obviously, I'm very happy to step aside and let the bull run. Well, I'm not talking about a bull run, okay, but let the bull run. You know what I mean? Short term at least, and then we see if the 5 waves fill in the white wave count, and then if they do, we can look forward to an ABC structure, the pullback, to maybe define a setup for a more aggressive long trade higher into the region around 40 to 50k. So we would be looking at that 5 waves up and then the ABC pullback, possibly into the 26 to 27k region again. So when the wave 5 or when these 5 waves work out, possibly close to 30k approximately, we will be able to specify that a little further along the way, but sort of roughly 30k, because let's say, okay, let's say we get the breakout above 27,480. More important is the level actually 28,200, which is the end of August high. But let's say the white wave count works out, and then what would be a target for circle wave 3? Well, we would be talking probably about something around 29.2, 29.5k. Yeah, and then here wave 5, possibly 30k, maybe even a little higher. So just to give you a rough idea where we might land. Obviously, that's all very, very speculative until I see a break above 27,480. But the way it's going, this is certainly nothing that's unlikely. We need to be prepared for that. At the moment, the market is in a fairly neutral space, I would say. You can see that just by looking at the price structure itself. There is not really any direction. We're making lower highs and higher lows and another lower high at the moment. So it's very much this kind of triangle shape. But as soon as we see a break above this trend line, we get very close to 27,480, and then a break above that will make me favor the white wave count. There are already a couple of potential setups or support areas that we could look at for if anybody wanted to trade the white wave count. Obviously, as I said before, the next reliable setup for me will be after 5 waves up, 3 waves down. Yeah, so getting to 30k and then the ABC structure to the downside, 26, 27k to buy for the rally in a third wave. Until then, yeah, what I could imagine is an interesting setup. Might be, I don't see anything clearly on the short side, I have to say. Why? Because the movement to the downside looks corrective, okay? So shorting, in my opinion, only, from an Elliott Wave point of view, we want to know that the top is in place. When do I know that? I know that when I have seen 5 waves down, 3 waves up. What happened here looks like a 3-wave move down. So I have to allow for potentially higher prices. And that's why we highlighted here the microstructure in the white wave count. Now, yesterday I highlighted to you, okay, if this is a B wave, obviously in the white wave count, we're moving in a diagonal. So the wave 3 would be an ABC structure. A wave would be done. The B wave maybe already, okay, or unfolds as a triangle, but could be done. And the C wave higher. I would need to see 5 waves up and 3 waves down. And if we see that, then this might be a reasonable entry point for a long trade to trade wave 3 of C of larger wave 3, okay? So that's sort of something to pay attention to. The question now is, of course, okay, is this B wave finished or not? I don't know. It might be, but it's also entirely possible the B wave resets a little lower. At the moment, in this scenario, we can say that as long as the price doesn't break below 26,277, there's at least a good chance for the white wave count to play out. Yeah, but a really, a reasonable setup on the smaller time frame, which is of course less reliable than the larger one I talked about before. A reasonable one would be here to wait for an impulse higher in wave 1 of C and to wait for the wave 2 pullback to play out if they are clear. I mean, this is a pretty small time frame, right? But I explained all that in the previous video as well. Above, if we get a break above 27,300 here, yeah, this A wave high, I have to assume that wave B was finished and that we're already in wave 1 of C. And then I will, as soon as I see a top in place, add a support area for wave 2 of C. I know a lot of stuff on the smaller time frame, but that's sort of the, what I see as potentially a reliable Elliott Wave setup. Until then, this is just still a sideways range with a little bit of upside today. And again, just still focusing mainly on the yellow wave count as long as below 27,480 from an analysis point of view. But obviously, looking at it is entirely possible that this level breaks and that we're following the white wave count, which isn't clearly bullish because, as I said, it could just be a reset of this B wave higher. And therefore, we need 5 waves up and 3 waves down. In the 3-wave pullback, it needs to hold a higher low. So yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, if you're interested in the channel membership, tomorrow there's another member live stream on Sunday, and you get access to Discord and Telegram, the live chat rooms, and lots of educational content. And as a gold member, you get access to short-term market updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.